And the voice of AT&T Park, Rennell Brooks Moon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you all know the stories of Willie Mays, the 660 home runs, the incredible things he did. 24 times he was a National League All-Star. He won 12 Gold Gloves. We know all of that. But the legacy of Willie Mays, number 24. How many players said, I want to wear number 24 because that was Willie Mays' number? Rickey Henderson was one. Ken Griffey Jr., he wore number 24 because of the great Mays. And it wasn't just baseball. Remember when he came to the Warriors, one of the all-time great NBA stars, Rick Barry, he wore number 24 because although he was a great basketball player, he really wished that he was Willie Mays. Mays was the all-time great. He could literally do it all. On the video, we saw the great catch, the greatest catch in the history of the World Series. That was at the Polo Grounds in New York. Now, I want you to do me a favor and take a look right now where it says 399 out in center field. Now, go back behind that to the scoreboard. That's 490 feet away to that scoreboard. That's how far it was to the center field wall at the Polo Grounds. Now, Willie went back maybe toward that Visa sign. He went to a spot 460 feet from home plate to make that catch. So get rid of those bleachers and go back about another 50 feet from that wall. And that's how far Willie ran to make that catch. But there's more to that. Willie was such a great base runner. Many times at the Polo Grounds, he would be at second base, and there would be a deep fly ball to center, and Willie would see that the guy was going to catch the ball, and he would tag up and not just go to third, he'd score from second base. And the thing that Willie did in that World Series that he was proud of, he not only made that catch 460 feet from home plate, he wheeled around and he fired that ball all the way back to home plate. The runner was tagging up for Cleveland. He was going to try to score. He came around third, but the ball was there, and Willie kept him from doing it. The game finally went extra innings, and the Giants won, and they won that World Series 4-0. That was 1954. I saw a quote today from Henry Aaron on the internet, and I wanted to share it with you. Henry said, Willie Mays did everything big. I remember we were at an all-star game playing cards one year. It was all of us, Frank Robinson, Roberto Clemente, Bob Gibson, me. And when Willie walked in, he just took the room over. He was the center. I don't even know if he knew he was doing it, but that was just Willie. He couldn't be one of the guys because he was Willie. He was Willie Mays. He was the greatest. Words from the home run king, Henry Aaron. Well, we haven't introduced one gentleman here with us, and to have that honor, the legendary voice of the Giants, Hall of Famer, Lon Simmons.
Unaccustomed as I am to having a microphone, I didn't recognize that's what it was. You know, the amazing thing about Willie Mays, you know, if they had a Nobel Prize for baseball, Willie would have won it, because that's how he played baseball. He was the most intelligent, the most intuitive. He scored from places that nobody else did. He had that idea. He knew. He slowed the game down, not with his speed, but with the fact that he knew what he was going to do. He knew what he had to do. He was not afraid to make a mistake if it meant that just playing it safe was going to let a run score. He could do everything. And when you think of Willie Mays, you don't think of stationary. you think of action. Of all the heroes in sports, when you think of Willie Mays, you think of the cap coming off, him speeding around the bases. He was going to do something at the ballpark. If he went 0 for 4, he was going to do something that made you say, thank God I came to the game today because we got to see Willie Mays. Well, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, right now you're going to see Willie Mays. At 80 years of age, here he is.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for a word on the birthday of Willie Mays, his old teammate from the Birmingham Black Barons, please welcome again Reverend Greason.
We are grateful to have another opportunity to spend another birthday with our good friend, say hey, Willie Mays. He finally made 80 years. I made 86. Jim Zapp is here, one of our outfielders, made 87. So we are grateful to have this opportunity to share this grand occasion with one of the greatest baseball players I've ever played with or ever seen. And that is the Say Kid, Willie Mays. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Greason. Now, last year we retired a number of a great giant who was in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Number 20, you see it up there. That was Monty Irvin. He was with the Giants in 1951 when, at age 20, in fact, he had just turned 20, Willie was brought up from the minor leagues. They had to bring him up. He was hitting .477 in Minneapolis in AAA. So, Willie, he could not be here tonight for your birthday. But this is a letter from your dear friend, Monty Irvin. Willie, there's simply no counting the lives you've touched during your 80 years. And there's no measuring how happy so many of us feel to be celebrating you. Where have the years gone? You were only 20 when we first met in 1951. We've had such good times together, on and off the field. Here's wishing you many more years of happiness. As ever, Monty Irvin. Now, another former teammate of Willie, 300-game winner, Hall of Famer, Gaylord Perry.
Thank you very much. It's always great to be back in San Francisco, and especially with some of my old teammates. When I signed up out of high school, the scout that was signing me told me about how great the Giants are going to be in San Francisco. He told me about Jim Davenport playing third, Willie McCovey and Orlando Cepeda playing on the team. And then he said we had the greatest player playing center field in Willie Mays. And I signed up right away. But playing in San Francisco, they always say that he made the greatest catch in 54. I say he made it in about 66. I was pitching in Candlestick Park. There was a ball hit to right center, and Bobby Bonds was playing right, and Mays playing center, and they both went for it. It was over the fence, and Mays caught it. Bonds ran into him, knocked the wind out of him, but he still held on to the ball. That's how great he was. Willie, I want to say you have a great number 80, and it was such a great privilege to pitch while you was playing center field. Thank you.
Now, Willie, there are some who wanted to wish you a happy 80th birthday, could not be here. So, ladies and gentlemen, please check out the video board in center field.
Willie, I want to, on behalf of everybody in Major League Baseball, wish you a very healthy and happy 80th birthday. You have been a great credit to this sport, on and off the field, and your legendary feats will forever remain a great part of baseball. Who could ever forget the great catch you made in 1954 in the World Series, and your great career which started in 1951. So, Willie, thanks for everything. You've made baseball a great sport for the last 2 or 3 generations, and we're very proud of you. Happy birthday, Willie.
Willie, I'd just like to say, for 23 years, you and I played against each other. Happy birthday, and may you have many, many more.
Hi, Willie. This is Tony Bennett, and we wish you a very happy birthday. We're all ready to celebrate and cheer you on like you deserve. Have a great time.
Happy birthday, Willie. It's hard for me to imagine that you're 80. But I guess you are, since I'm getting up there too. And after spending my childhood watching you on television every chance I could, knowing that that was the ideal of what a baseball player could ever be, one of the best things that happened to me when I was president was getting to meet you, and then to know you, and then to become your friend. Everybody knows about your incredible record on the baseball field, but not everybody knows all you've accomplished since you left baseball. Lending your heart and time to Health Spring and the Institute of Aging, and supporting our next generation through work with the Boys and Girls Club. You could have retired, but I know that you still know more about baseball than just about anybody, and they have a hard time getting you off the field during spring training because you still lend support, inspiration, and occasional advice to young players. It is truly rare to find a person who throughout life maintains passion, interest, dedication for all that you have done and all you still do, to teach, to inspire, to change people's lives for the better. I thank you and wish you a truly happy and joyous birthday. You've earned it, friend.
Well, a greeting from a former president. Now, Willie, a letter from the White House in Washington. This was addressed yesterday to Mr. Willie Mays, 24 Willie Mays Plaza, San Francisco, California. Dear Willie, we wish you the very best on your 80th birthday. You have witnessed great milestones in our nation's history over the decades, and your life represents an important part of the American story. As you reflect upon the wonderful memories you have made, may you also look forward to the promise in each of life's moments yet to come. We hope you are blessed with many more joyful years. Sincerely, signed, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. We also should mention that the great mayor of the great city of San Francisco, Ed Lee, has issued a proclamation today declaring that this, May the 6th, is Willie Mays Day in the city of San Francisco. And so, on Willie Mays' birthday, on Willie Mays Day in the city of San Francisco, will you all please rise, because we are now going to have a toast to the great one, and we have a special friend of Willie's to lead the toast again on the video board.
Hello there, you Giant fans. This is Bill Cosby, and it is my pleasure to wish a happy birthday to one of the closest friends I have, the great Willie Brown, and wish him a happy birthday. Huh?
Mr. Cosby.
Yes.
Wrong Willie.
Wrong Willie. Whose birthday is it?
Willie Mays.
Oh, that would. Yes, of course. My great friend, Willie Mays. It's his birthday, and we're going to wish him a happy 80th birthday. Hey, hey. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let us all toast the great Willie Mays. Willie, 40,000 people toasting you. Happy birthday, hey, 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 to the say hey, Willie Mays.
All right, everyone. A toast to the man of the hour is fantastic. It's really not a real authentic birthday party until we all sing happy birthday, right? First up, all the kids from the Willie Mays Boys and Girls Club at Hunters Point. Won't you come on up here and gather around Mr. Mays? And everybody, if you join me now as we sing and salute a living legend. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Willie. Happy birthday to you. Mr. Willie Mays, everyone.
Thank you very much. I think you should applaud yourself because I'm cold. I had a great day today. There were so many people at the meeting today at 12 o'clock. I'm just so happy that I could make 80. I didn't think I would go that far myself. But when you have people like you guys come out and cheer for me, it's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling. I like to thank the Giants because this is a franchise that I've been with such a long time. Peter McGowan says, you will be a Giant for life. And this is what I'm trying to do, and make sure that every time I come to the ballpark, I try and take care of the kids. So thank you very much for coming out in this kind of weather, and enjoy yourself tonight. Thank you. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing now as we honor America with our national anthem. Performing the Star-Spangled Banner tonight, please welcome, from Tower of Power, Mick Gillette.
Well, Willie Mays and Gaylord Perry, as they certainly enjoyed the festivities before the ball game on the birthday, the 80th birthday of the Say Hey Kid. And Mike, it's always fun. I mean, it's always fun watching these guys.
Well, there's just so much history that they have witnessed in the game of baseball, and when you get around them and they start telling stories, it's like opening up a great book, and you always hear something new from each and every one of them. It's amazing as to what type of recall they have when they go back into seasons back in the 50s and the 60s. And it's one of the great things about this franchise. And you know, they're down there in Mike Murphy's office. The Giants players of 2011 go in and they talk and they hear these stories. And they ask him questions. What was it like to hit off Bob Gibson? What was it like to hit off Sandy Koufax? You know, and here is an accountability. These guys recreate a whole at bat, a whole game, a whole year, and it's one of the great things about our organization.
Well, our group getting this field ready because we're going to have baseball. It'll be Matt Cain against Ubaldo Jimenez. We'll have the lineups and the first pitch right after this. Back here at AT&T Park is Matt Cain leads the troops out of the dugout. Our Game Time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 56 degrees here at the yard. We got pretty brisk winds. Humidity at 75%. And the forecast, blustery. Rockies lineup, it'll go like this. A couple of speedsters at the top. And that, of course, will be Dexter Fowler, followed by Jonathan Herrera. And then hitting third is Carlos Gonzalez. Troy Tulowitzki, big numbers against Cain. He will be the cleanup hitter. Then it's Helton Smith, Stuart Iannetta, and Jimenez. Lots of lefties in this lineup.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Matt Cain, the 26-year-old right-hander, 6'3", 230 pounds in his 6th year at the big league level. And this Rockies team has been a good team for him throughout his career. 11-7 lifetime with a 3.22 ERA. This year, 2-2 with a 3.28 ERA. 27 strikeouts against 10 walks, which is fantastic. Almost a 3-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. And when he's right, you're going to see a fastball that'll go 90-94. More 90s than 94. He'll use that 94 in 2-strike situations when he wants to reach back. Be a 4-seam, 2-seam combination with the fastball, a changeup. He'll cut the ball, and he has an overhand curveball.
First pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's high. So we get underway at 7:29. Fowler, a tall hitter, fouls this one out of play, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike, hitting .277. He does not have a home run. He's got 11 RBIs. In that series in Arizona, Fowler went 5 for 13. A series, by the way, that Arizona took 2 out of 3 from these first-place Rockies. And that pitch is down low, called by home plate umpire Tony Randazzo.
And Randazzo's a low ball umpire, and he will give some width on the outside corner to right-handed hitters, but he's an umpire that looks for strikes. He is a pitcher's friend.
Lifted out into shallow left center field. It'll be Rowan in front of Burrow, and that's how this game gets started.
Check out the Giants defense playing behind Matt Cain tonight. Starting in your outfield will be Burrow, Rowan, and Sherholtz. The best arm in that outfield is Nate Sherholtz at right. Fontenot and Tejada on the left side. Sanchez back in the lineup after a day off. Will join Huff on the right side of the infield. And Buster Posey will be in the squat tonight, putting down the signs for Matt Cain.
Here's Herrera. Herrera hitting just over 300. He's got a home run. He's got 6 RBIs. And Herrera fouls it out of play. He's 1 for 11 against Matt Cain. That is some spirit right there, folks. That's called attitude.
Well, she's got the panda hat on. She's got the Willie Mays birthday hat. I want to party with her.
You know what? I bet we could talk her into 2 or 3 more different things.
Yeah. As long as they're warm on a night like tonight, I think she'd go for it.
2-1 to Herrera. Herrera in Arizona went 4 for 13. This should be a pitch that Herrera would like to hit, and it's a strike, and it's 3-2.
You got to bite off some plate, and that's what we're talking about. Randazzo will look for strikes, especially behind the count.
Burrell was playing in and near the line. He'll make the running catch. 2 outs.
The only way he makes that play is because of the pre-pitch setup. So Ron Wotus, who sets the defense, should get a little feather in his cap. Herrera really had a nice series against the Giants in Colorado. And what they learned, they employed on this pitch, and it winds up being an out instead of an extra base hit.
Here's Carlos Gonzalez.
There's Ronnie Wotus.
Gonzalez hitting .245, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs as he takes a breaking ball down low.
And he's starting to heat up. He had been in a real bad slump, and the Giants kind of put him in the slump. In fact, I think it was Dan Runsler who personally put him in the slump when they were in Colorado.
Well, he got 4 hits and 11 at bats in Arizona. And he lines this one out into center field. Rowan's going to dive and he's going to make the catch. And Aaron Rowan with a spectacular play to end the first inning. Check it out. The Giants here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's Bruce Bochy's lineup. It'll go like this. It'll be Rowan and then Freddie Sanchez. See his numbers against the Rockies? Very good. Mike Fontenot back in the third slot. Buster Posey, the cleanup hitter. Then it's Huff, followed by his buddy Pat Burrell. Scherholtz will hit 7th, Tejada 8th, and Kane 9th.
On the hill tonight for these Colorado Rockies will be Ubaldo Jimenez, the 6'4", 210-pound right-hander, 27 years old, his 4th year at the big league level. And his 4 starts, he's getting roughed up a little bit. And look at the hits and walks, but they're big hits and walks. And it's the right-handers who are giving him problems, hitting 275 against him. Jimenez, when he's right, is going to go 95 to 98 with a fastball. That's 2 and 4 seam fastballs, a changeup that is electric, and a slider that is electric. He's got tremendous stuff.
Here's the first pitch to Rowan, and he takes a fastball for a strike.
Jimenez 5 and 6 lifetime against these Giants with a 3.34 ERA.
Rowan fouls it out of play.
We saw Jimenez do this. They throw this fastball. Right now we're going to look at the play that ended it for the Rockies in the first. Aaron Rowan coming in on the ball, diving across body. And you talk about lighting the place up. It was great to look at the bleachers behind him, and everybody got up on their feet when he made that play. So if you were talking about getting the crowd into it early, you could do it defensively, just like Aaron Rowan did.
Rowan takes high.
One more look at it with our Ultra Mo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Cross-body backhander into a belly slide.
0-2 to 3-2. And then is trying to get those other pitches over, the other pitches being other than a fastball, and he hasn't been able to do it. This is skied out to right field. Seth Smith will put it away.
Let's check out the Rockies defense playing behind Ubaldo Jimenez tonight. Starting in your outfield, it'll be Gonzalez, Fowler, and Smith. Tulowitzki and Stewart on the left side of the infield, but check out the arm on Tulowitzki. It's one of the best in all of baseball for a shortstop. Herrera joins Helton on the right side, and Chris Iannetta will be in the squat, put down the signs.
Freddie Sanchez hitting at 259. And takes a high breaking ball, a late call strike by Randazzo. It's 1-0. 9 for 27 for Sanchez against Jimenez. Giants are 4 back of the Rockies. Rockies got off to a great start. They've cooled off just a little bit. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Jimenez wants a new baseball. Pablo Sandoval had one of those soft rubber balls in his hand today as he was squeezing it. So. Fouled off the screen. I'll tell you this, he just kind of aggravating everybody in a good way, but it's going to be a long 5 or 6 weeks for him.
Well, he told me all about the hamate bone today.
Yeah.
He said, do you know the hamate bone doesn't do anything? I said, well, if that's the case, why don't you have the other one taken out in your left hand this offseason?
Just do it at the same time.
He goes, I should.
Two and two to Freddie Sanchez. Look out. Sanchez will wear that right field stands out when he gets 2 strikes on him. Orange Friday, the orange tops. And he got him on a high fastball. Well, the Arizona Diamondbacks will be in town. Day off on Monday. Then the D-backs will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The Thursday ball game is Filipino Heritage Night presented by Lego brand Sardines. That's a start for Freddie Sanchez. SFGiants.com. And there's a pitch high. Fontenot at 261, a couple of home runs, 6 RBIs. And there's a belt high strike. Fontenot 2 for 8. Lifetime against Jimenez. One of those 2 hits a triple. This will be Jimenez's 5th start. He was talking today about having mechanical issues that he thinks he has straightened out. He actually probably said that yesterday, seeing as how I read it in the paper today. The 3-1 to Fontenot. And the walk, and Buster Posey's going to hit.
Always a plus when your cleanup hitter can hit in the first inning with that opposing pitcher in the stretch. You can see how upright he is. Legs are cocked, the heel cocked. Now he steps, very deliberate, and when that foot goes down, he's finally getting his arm up in time. And he had some drag in his arm the last time we saw him in Colorado, and that's what he feels he's corrected.
Here's Buster Posey, and Posey takes the belt high strike.
So similar to the mechanics of pitching and hitting. So when that front foot goes down, your hands have to be up in the cocked position.
Breaking ball down low with Herrera shading Posey to pull, and with Helton holding on Fontenot. Big gap on that right side.
That's a big hole to shoot for. And he is so good at going that way.
1-2.
And that's a Randazzo strike. I mean, it's not going to look as bad today because the Giants yesterday saw Eric Cooper, who has one of the lowest strike zones in all of baseball. But this is what you're going to see a lot of tonight from Randazzo.
Posey fouls it back. He got a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
And that's how he builds it. You watch Ubaldo Jimenez, and he really anchors his right arm down before he starts home. When he starts his motion, that right arm really drops low. And if you have a mechanical flaw and that front side is pulling out, you're going to have arm drag just because of the low position where you start.
Fontenot goes. The pitch is low, and Fontenot's got a stolen base, his second of the year.
Well, he picked a great pitch to go on.
I mean, Mike Fontenot has turned into Freddie Lynn.
Right, he's going to get playing time. It's pretty simple with Bruce Bochy. You make contribution offensively daily, you're going to keep playing. And Iannetta, the catcher for the Rockies, not a whole lot he can do about it. Straight steal into a slide. See ya.
2-2. And now a full count. Iannetta, nice job with the block with Aubrey Huff on deck. Giants have worked 24 pitches out of Jimenez here in the first inning. First base is open. We'll see what Jimenez does. And he walked him, and Huff's going to hit.
And those really are easy takes. When a guy is all around the plate with the type of velocity and quickness that he can throw at you with his specialty pitches to go alongside that fastball, but at times they'll go high 90s when he's right. If you're around the plate, you're going to see guys go out of the strike zone. But when you're bouncing the ball in front of home plate, or it's, if it almost hits you, ball almost hits you at 95. I mean, that's a pretty easy take. You're just trying to get out of the way. We saw it last year with Tim Lincecum, who spent a lot of last season looking for mechanics that he finally found at the end of August. But it is a really rough feeling when you're out there without the ability to command your pitches.
Fontenot at second, Posey at first. Huff takes a strike on the inside corner.
Set up the outside corner. Up and in at the belt. Generous strike.
Now, a lot of times you won't get that because it was so far away from the target. Now it's 0-2. Huff has had a hard time against Jimenez. He's 2 for 14 lifetime. In a battle right now, behind in the count, 0-2. And he got him with a high fastball. 28 pitches for Jimenez. The Giants strand a pair. 0-0. Stories, Willie Mays, July 18th, 1970.
0-2, Wegener delivers. Mays hits it into left field. There goes number 3,000. Willie Mays gets his 3,000th base hit.
And that's our McDonald's true story. Here's Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki facing Matt Cain, and he takes the first pitch fastball on the inside corner for a strike. Tulowitzki did not get a hit in Arizona. He was 0 for 13. And he drives this one to left. Burrell's looking up, and it is gone. So he's got his first hit on this road trip.
Well, he usually saves his best for San Francisco. Bay Area kid, raised an A's fan. And I don't care if he's got an 0 for 90 coming into San Francisco, he's going to do this. Went inside, and that is exactly to the scout report, and he just beat it. And that went out of here in a hurry.
Here's Todd Helton. Helton takes a strike, hitting at 307.
Number 100 for Troy Tulowitzki. And that was not a cheapie. He's got a little bit of a leg kick, toe tap, and then slide, and look at the sink with the hands and the hips. Hip speed develops hand speed. And that was compact and vicious.
One and two to Helton. Helton off to a very good start. He's 10 for 48 lifetime against Cain with a couple of home runs. And he rolls it right over the head of Seth Smith, who's on deck. One nothing Colorado here in the second. Helton pops it up. It'll be Fontenot who puts it away. And Amy G's here on a cool night. Amy?
Well, Dwayne, we mentioned to fans before the game that Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is launching their next installment of their Legends series. This one appropriately on Mr. Willie Mays. And guys, they can go on csnbayarea.com right now to get a sneak peek of some exclusive interviews with great baseball players. The show will air on Sunday after Giants postgame live, but you can go to csnbayarea.com right now, get a sneak peek. csnbayarea.com. It'll be your interactive home for Giants baseball all season long. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. Here's Seth Smith, who takes a fastball high.
Watching the follow through on the swing from Todd Helton as he popped out to Mike Fontenot. It reminded me of our old teammate Darrell Evans when he used to get Gumby shoulders, when he used to pop up. Helton had some good Gumbies going on that pop up.
By the way, the home run that Cain allowed to Tulowitzki, the fourth home run he's allowed this year.
All right, this is just for Darrell Evans. Watch the Gumby shoulders drop on the pop-up. Oh.
Yeah, but Darrell did it almost every at-bat.
He'd do it on foul balls.
3-1 to Smith. Smith is 1 for 15 against Matt Cain. We watched batting practice today. It looked like the ball was carrying to center field and to left. Not, however, towards shallow right field where Sanchez puts it away. And that'll bring up Ian Stewart.
See Matt Cain's record at home, 7-4 against the Rockies, with a 2.66 ERA, so he's always pitched well against them. Does not allow a whole lot of runs.
Here's Stewart. off to a slow start where he's 3 for 34.
You're talking about that on the road trip. And right now, Cody Ross is struggling a little bit. Miguel Tejada is struggling. We watched Aubrey Huff break out of his slump. There's a lot of guys, named guys around the league.
Oh, yeah. A lot of interstate guys. We can put together 2 all-star teams of interstate guys.
Yeah, guys hit 1 something. It's amazing this year. Pitching has really been way ahead of the hitters early on here in 2011.
High and deep to right field. See if the wind will knock this one down. It does, and Sherholtz will put it away. Tulowitzki, 1-0 Rockies.
Tomorrow at 6 p.m. for Game 2 of this series with the Colorado Rockies, and all month long May, NBC Bay Area's Jessica Aguirre and Raj Mathai bring you a special series of in-depth investigative reports. Discover the Bay Area's most compelling stories weeknights at 11 on NBC Bay Area.
Pat Burrell takes a pitch up and in. I would not want Raj Mathai investigating me.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Burrell hitting at .230, 5 home runs, 9 RBIs. He's 3 for 9 in his career against Jimenez. And right now he finds himself ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, we were both in agreement that we thought Ian Stewart hit that ball pretty good.
I thought that ball was out of here. And in just about every ballpark across America, it would have been. But here, right field, good luck. There is carry to left, there is carry to center, but right field is closed up right now.
Burrell with 2 perfect pitches from Jimenez. After jumping out in front 2-0, it's now 2-2.
I think that's his best pitch right now, the fastball. He's not getting anything else over.
Kent comes back with another one. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So if anything, the Giants are getting some pitches out of Ubaldo Jimenez. And Burrell will take the walk.
That's 3 walks from Jimenez. A reminder that Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Supercuts. Get in, get confident. Supercuts every time.
Nate Sherholtz gets another start. Sherholtz started all 3 games in New York City. He's at the plate with Burrell at first. And he looks at a strike. .280 hitter at a couple of home runs, 6 RBIs, 2 for 11 against Jimenez with a double. Miguel Tejada on deck. We're in the second. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants, of course, win 5-5 on the road trip. They did win, however, the last 2 of 3 games. They're only 4-5 at home, and that's due to the fact that the Braves swept them the last time the Giants were at home in a 3-game series. They have played 15 games against teams in the National League West, and they're 8-7. Road warriors, a bit road weary, glad to be home. 1-1 to Sherholtz. Sherholtz swings and misses. 1-2.
Good split. That movement on that split finger fastball too will run away from the lefty. Got a nice little tail on it. Little fading tail that kind of dies but leaks away. The new Nate Sherholtz with the wide open stance. And it's working.
2-2. Got to get the orange panda lid.
The orange Friday panda. Oh yeah. Hang loose, baby. There is the panda. Good to see him. He definitely brings energy, even if he's not in the lineup.
Sherholtz on the ground. Helton dives. He's got it. He will go to second, and they get the sliding Burrow. Nice play, Helton.
Well, once Todd Helton gets his hands on it, he's one of the best throwing first basemen in baseball. The old Tennessee quarterback. I mean, he's got a strong arm and accurate. Snags the short hop, and from his knees rifles a strike right to Tulowitzki. They're not going to get the backside of that play because too much speed from Sherholtz. But this is, a play I think he enjoys making. Still have to do the same mechanics. Rock back on your back leg, back knee. Well done.
Here's Tejada. Tejada on the interstate. He's at 196. He's 4 for 10 against Ubaldo Jimenez. Tejada's road trip 6 for 34. He did not have an RBI. Lines this one. Tulowitzki's got it. The snap throw to first, and Helton did not stay on the bag. Otherwise, Sherholtz would have been out.
I'll tell you right now, Miguel Tejada cannot find a hole in the defense. I mean, that was a line drive. Good at bat. Right back up the middle, and Tulowitzki just a couple steps to his left, spears it. That was close at first. First base umpire, Don Bellino, making the call on it. And Dan Bellino saw what you were seeing. His foot was not in the bag.
Here's Matt Cain. Matt Cain does not have a hit this year, and I find that a bit perplexing because he's a good hitter.
Dangerous. Has power.
On the ground, Stewart, and Stewart will flip to Helton, and that'll end the inning. After 2, 1-0 Colorado.
2011 All-Star teacher. This is Tony Mano from Alameda High School. He teaches AP History and Government. Comcast Sportsnet All-Star Teacher Program is presented by Provident Credit Union. The winning teacher will receive $20,000 for his or her school. Now, to vote for Tony Mano or one of the other 4 teacher finalists, go to csnbayarea.com. Voting in Sunday, June 5th, and the winner will be announced June 12th right here at AT&T Park. So, Tony, good luck. Meet.
I know, Tony, it's hard to ignore the camera for that long.
It is.
But he did a good job.
He did.
And they're on the right side. Easy.
Whoa. God. That looks a little brisk out there.
It does. Here's Chris Iannetta, followed by Jimenez and then Fowler. So in a foul out of play, and it's 0-1. Jimenez, 3 for 11 against Kane, lifetime with a home run. His average is down, but he's dangerous. He's got 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. Jimenez is on deck. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2.
You know, another one of those guys who's sitting on the interstate hitting 188. Hard to be patient.
Good breaking ball that just missed. 2 and 2.
Now that's a great teaser right there. That's what the hitter is going to think about. That's what the umpire is going to think about. And you know that's a pitch that you try to make when you're ahead 1-2, 0-2.
Buster Posey gave up on it, but then he decides to slide over, take a peek, and it is out of play.
Buster Posey happy to get back in San Francisco. He took a beating on this last road trip. Got balls hit him on the foot, hit him on the shoulder a couple nights in a row. A lot of shots to the mask.
Iannetta out into left center field. Rowan's going to give chase, but it's going to fall. Rowan is going to get it back quickly in a nice play to keep Iannetta at first base.
No, that's a huge play. I mean, that's a big 90 feet because if he's at second, they could bunt and try to get him over third, set up a runner third, less than 2 outs. So when you can control your gaps, and off the crack of the bat, I thought this was a no doubt about double. Because Iannetta is not slow. He runs pretty good for a catcher. But as Iannetta rounded first, the play was right in front of him. He saw the turn from Rowan and put the brakes on.
So Jimenez will try to bunt. And he will bunt it very hard to Huff. Huff thought about it, but he will head on over to Freddie Sanchez.
Time now for our forward right choice. That's right. April 8th, 2011. That's when Mays handed out the World Series flag. And then April 9th, in the ring ceremony the next day, he got his World Series ring. And his comment, it's heavy. It is heavy.
Here's Fowler. Fowler hit a fly ball to Rowan. And he takes the first pitch wide.
Say, hey, I'm 80 today. Well, happy birthday.
Hey, he's at the yard. Come on. That's the place to be. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
It was great when Willie was talking before the game during the birthday celebration. He said, I didn't think I was going to make 80.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
That's a good 2-0 changeup right there. Well, I hope in 10 years we celebrate number 90 for Mr. Mays.
Absolutely. Iannetta at second with 1 out. And the hands and it's 2-2.
Such a good two-pitch sequence. You know, the 2-0 changeup, you can get him thinking changeup, and now in the 2-1 pitch, he's still got it in his mind, and he's late on the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. He elevates above the hands. Now you can go right back up, climb the ladder. You can go back down the dirt with a back foot slider. You can throw another changeup. Lots of options. The other thing about Kane, he doesn't care if it's a 3-2 count. He'll throw any one of his pitches. Plus, he's got an open base.
And Fowler gets hit.
Got Buster Posey, too.
So they're going to come out and take a look at Fowler.
Well, they're trying to go in with a fastball. That is not what they tried to do. But you saw that it got on the carom, it got Posey as well. So it looked like it got him on the side of the right hand. See, that's the life of a catcher. You got 8 guys over there seeing Fowler's hand. Posey gets dinged in the leg, and nobody's even talking to him.
Yeah, nobody cares. The hitter will be Jonathan Herrera. Giants Baseball and Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Del Webb. See why Del Webb Active Adult Living is such a big hit in Northern California. Visit delwebb.com.
Well, Tom Zorn has brought us a couple of Willie Mays cupcakes for the crew tonight. So just wanted to show everybody that we do have cupcakes, and we are going to celebrate with the Say Hey Kid. So what do you think? I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that.
In between innings, we will get that.
We're going to tackle it like it's a Super Bowl fumble.
So here's Herrera. And King's first pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strike.
And those were the cupcakes that made up the 80. So I was hoping we'd get 1 or 2 or 10.
Herrera hit a fly ball to Pat Burrell in the first inning. Runners go. It's a hit and run back up the middle and a base hit. Ionetta's going to score and Fowler to third. You do not see many hit and runs with runners at first and second. And then Herrera comes through with a single and an RBI. And now the Rockies have a runner at third base with less than 2 outs and the thump coming up.
It is set up to go big, and Jim Tracy, the skipper for the Rockies, says that they're a bit stagnant and he was going to turn them loose, and this is an example of it. Well, you talk about a seeing high ground ball going right over the bag.
Here's Gonzalez, who lined out to Rowan to end the first inning. And this is skied out to center field. Rowan moving back. That's where the ball is starting to carry. He will put it away, and this will be a sacrifice fly as Herrera moves into scoring position. Fowler scores, and it's 3-0. And that'll bring up Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki hit a home run in the second.
Well, he's got an open base. He does not have to give in to him here. You know, he's just one of those guys that you just don't care. If you're starting the game and you're Matt Cain and you see that Tulowitzki's got an 0 for 14, you do not assume that he's got a bad swing or a lack of confidence. You pitch him like he's 14 for 14. It's just what you do with reputation like Tulowitzki's.
2-0. That's Tulowitzki's had now 50 at-bats against Kane. Those are at-bats where the ball has been put into play. He's got 4 career home runs off of Kane. So it's not like they don't know each other. Three and 0.
So when it's all said and done, and Tulowitzki and Kane's careers are over, how many times do you think they're going to face each other?
Well, assuming they both stay in the West, it'll be between 150 and 200 times.
Yeah, that's a lot of times. You really get to know a guy if you have 50 lifetime at-bats against him.
3-1 to Tulowitzki.
I don't think he minded that that pitch was called a strike. Usually guys who are on 1 for 15s, they're looking for walks.
And the walk. Dave Righetti coming out.
Well, this is more than anything else, just going to give him a little bit of a breather as the pitch count's starting to run long in this inning. Now you come out, find out you're all right, okay, and then you just go through what it is you want to do with help, which you really don't have to do with Kane. He knows exactly what he wants to do with him, but never hurts to paint a little 3-pitch picture.
Helton popped out to Fontenot in the second.
You're not going to lose a whole lot of weight if you pitch 9 innings and throw 125 pitches. It's the one great thing about playing in San Francisco. If you are in the Midwest, you can lose anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds depending on the person. But here, you pitch a complete game, throw 120 pitches, you may lose a half a pound, maybe not even.
Sharply to Freddie Sanchez, and that will end the inning. So 2 runs for the Rockies. It is now 3-0 Colorado.
A reminder that Wednesday, 25th of May is Dynamite, a fundraiser for Keenan Cahill. Come out to the yard to support the YouTube sensation Keenan Cahill, and you can see his famous video with co-stars Cody Ross and Brian Wilson. Call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com/dynamite.
Here's Rowan, who takes a strike. It'll be Rowan, Sanchez, and Fontenot. 3-0 lead for the Rockies here in the 3rd inning.
Guys still looking for their first hit.
They've had 3 base runners, all by way of the walk. Tejada's hit the ball hard. Hilton made a nice play on Sherholtz. 1-2 now to Aaron Rowan.
He's starting to get his secondary pitches over.
Rowan hits it on the ground, foul.
All right, our ball babe, Nancy Altman. This is her maiden voyage, first time ever doing this. She makes a nice play. Let's go, Nance. Gamer babe from Half Moon Bay.
Rowan chases the high fastball and fouls it straight back.
That's Harry Holsworth, who's a veteran.
Strikeout number 3 for Jimenez.
That was a nasty split. Giants Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. You can visit thesolarco.com for details about their new zero-down lease with monthly payments as low as $99 for qualified buyers.
Sanchez struck out in the first after a long battle.
Just missed.
Just missed again. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now you can tell by his misses he's starting to figure it out. First 2 innings he was all over the place. Now all of a sudden he's getting locked in.
Out of play, 2-2.
He just did get a piece of that split, and he's starting to use that split as his payoff pitch, which is ahead the count with 2 strikes. He struck out Rowan with it. And here, Freddie Sanchez just caught a piece of the red seam.
And he got him.
Came back with the same pitch. And this is a different pitcher here in the 3rd inning than what the Giants saw the first time through the lineup.
Here's Fontenot.
I mean, that's just nastiness right there. You can see in our Ultra Mo. Watch him plant that arm. There's the anchor. And that thing just dies right there at the end.
Fontenot drew a 2-out walk in the first. And he takes a strike. Giants in the loss yesterday in New York. Only had 5 hits. The Mets only had 5 hits. On the ground to the second baseman Herrera. And it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Ubaldo Jimenez. Through 3, it's 3-0 Colorado.
Like me, when I heard that Pablo Sandoval broke his right hamate bone, I had no idea where it was, so I looked it up. Guys, it's right here, right in the middle of the bottom of your hand. So right now, Pablo Sandoval has a hard cast protecting that. Next week, he moves to a soft, removable cast, and he should be back to playing ball in 6 weeks. That's including a rehab stint. Gentlemen?
Well, thanks, Amy.
I think Amy was standing right in front of the bear from Canned Heat. I used to like that group.
He's a great Giants fan.
Gamer. Oh, yeah. There's the bear.
Fear the beard. 0-2 to Seth Smith here in the 4th inning. Up and in, 1-2.
Little sniffer.
Stewart and then Iannetta. Two balls, 2 strikes. Off the line at third is Tejada. And this is hit high and foul off the facing of the upper deck. Three hits for the Rockies. The Giants do not have a hit. This is lined right at Sanchez.
All right, time now for our trivia question. It's brought to you by AT&T. The question tonight: which 3 players born in Alabama hit the most career home runs?
Here's Ian Stewart, who hit a fly ball to right field in the 2nd. Just off the plate to Ian Stewart. Giants took 2 out of 3 from the Rockies in Denver. And to show you how weird the schedule is, the next road trip they will be in Denver again. Yeah, these guys are authentic Giants fans with the Willie Mays commemorative statue.
It's a very cool giveaway. That's one of the best giveaways I've ever seen. I mean, it looks like the statue out in front of the ballpark. Came and drove by the ballpark today and saw the statue. You saw a birthday hat on the statue.
2-1 pitch is swing and a miss. 2-2. Got him.
And right back down there again with another changeup. Got him to chase. And this is where they're putting a birthday cap on top of the statue. It wasn't easy.
Kind of looks like you doing the Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, when you do the Christmas tree, there's not a 60-mile-an-hour wind out in front of you. Oh, yeah, he's feeling it.
He's got what I want right there. Iannetta loops it into center field. That'll be a base hit. And Jimenez will hit with 2 outs.
You know, it's great coming back to this ballpark. We love the view that we have. And Greg Elliott, the head groundskeeper, and all the guys on his crew who just do a fabulous job. They finally got the Emerald football game out of the center field or the outfield. It used to have a street that used to be adjacent to the sideline, and they finally got it out. They reseeded, they aerated, and this place looks fantastic. This is where.
Here's the pitch to Jimenez, and it's a breaking ball for a strike. Right there in the outfield, that was pretty obvious where the players were standing. Not anymore. Topped foul. It's a quick 0-2. And that'll do it. For the Giants, it'll be Posey, Huff, and Burrow coming up. 3-0 Colorado.
Is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
All right, time to ask and answer our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Tonight's question: which three players born in Alabama hit the most career home runs? Our survey said, well, Willie McCovey, Willie Mays, and Henry Aaron. I mean, what is it about Alabama?
Yep.
You know who else is from Alabama? Billy Williams.
The Big Fly State.
Yep.
Here's Buster Posey, who takes a late call strike. Posey drew a walk in the first inning. Look out as that pitch gets away from Jimenez. It's now even 1-1. Giants have had 3 base runners, all by way of the walk.
You know, when a guy throws a curveball over your head, it can be a bit unnerving. If I had Nolan Ryan do that to me one day in an at-bat, and you know, with Nolan Ryan, you're always expecting to see 102. But when he airmailed me with a curveball, it locked me up. Yeah. I thought it was over.
Yep, happened a few times to me too. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2. Giants will take a walk.
Yes, they will. They'll take base runners. But to beat this Rockies team, sooner or later, you're going to have to mix in a couple of hits. And they're still looking for number 1.
And he gets Posey swinging.
Same
Struck out
pitch
number 5.
that struck out Rowan and Sanchez in the 3rd. Guys, baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. You can post your comments about the San Francisco Giants on the Big O Tires sports blog at csnbayarea.com.
Oh, yeah. Birthday party for everybody.
Proud to share a birthday with one of baseball's best.
Huff bounces it foul, hit off of himself. It's a quick 0-2. On deck is Pat Burrell. Huff fouls it off the backstop. Huff with runners at first and second in the first inning and 2 outs, struck out as he swung through a high fastball. This is hit on the ground, and it's off of Helton, and it's down the right field line. Huff is going to put on the brakes.
He had an idea about third, but down 3 runs. No time to gamble. Ball comes right middle in. You can see now the catcher reach across. He wanted that thing on the outside corner, and Aubrey Huff just rakes it past Helton. That ball was crushed. No hesitation whatsoever by the official score. Art Santo Domingo, a hit went up right away, and that is the right call.
So here's Burrell. And Burrell takes low.
At home, he has been on fire, hitting .409.
Two and 0. Huff at second base with the first Giants hit. This will be pitch number 70 for Ubaldo Jimenez. Burrow had a rip. It's 2-1.
Well, that's the kind of swing you want a power guy to take in a 2-0 count down 3 runs. You got a little greed in that swing. Looking for a fastball. Throwing the head just a bit underneath it.
Good take, 3-1.
That was a good take, and that has not been an easy take. We saw Buster Posey swing through it with 2 strikes. Freddie Sanchez, Aaron Rowan, the same deal, same pitch. It's a split he didn't really have the first couple of innings, but he's got it now.
And the walk. So here's Nate Sherholtz. Sherholtz tried to sneak one past Todd Helton in his last at bat, and Helton made a nice play. He did reach, however, on a fielder's choice. So Nate Sherholtz will stand in with Miguel Tejada on deck. And a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
It really has been a different pitcher the last couple of innings.
Not what you would expect on the first pitch.
Different pitcher that he's got a good feel of his specialty pitches, and he did not have that feel the first 2 innings.
And 2.
And you're seeing guys go out of the strike zone a bit more now.
Huff at second, Burrell at first. On a play and on the hands of Nate Sherholtz.
That's a perfect pitch. The curveball split. You get to an 0-2 with Dudu, and all of a sudden you heat up 97 above the hands inside corner. I mean, you couldn't run up there and stick it in a dartboard any better than what he did with that fastball. And Sherholtz just managed to catch a piece and stay alive.
Outfield straight away for Nate Sherholtz. Herrera on the infield at second base, really shading Sherholtz to pull the ball. That is not double play depth right there. Got him.
Again, it's the split finger that is the payoff pitch. Such a great sell job with the arm action, and then it just turns over and drops out of sight, and you wind up swinging a cotton ball.
Here's Tejada. Tejada lined out to Tulowitzki in the second. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Giants need to get this crowd into it. They're looking to cheer. They really haven't had much to cheer about it. Seems like Tejada's having a conversation with himself. The batter's box, on the field, on the base paths.
The 1-1 to Tejada. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, he has a 3-run lead and an open base with a pitcher on deck, so he doesn't have to really give into a guy that's had good lifetime numbers against him, as Tejada has had.
Two and two.
That split right now is something else. Nobody's even fouling it off. A couple of Brian Wilson fans.
Oh yeah. 2-2 to Miguel Tejada.
Good take, and that was not an easy take either.
Well, if he threw it 2-2.
Well, with an open base and a pitcher on deck, I don't see why he wouldn't throw it. I mean, he doesn't have to just challenge here. If he challenges, he's doing the Giants and Miguel Tejada a favor.
Runners go. Driven to left. Side retired. Tejada cannot catch a break.
Another bullet.
Here's our Farmers Insurance report card.
Here's the pitch to Willie. Swung on, hit deep to left. That one is way back, way back, way back. Collected by number 600 for Willie Mays and the bye-bye Baby Bonanza. And the Giants come to home plate to greet him. Number 600 for Mays. He hit it over the 370-foot mark.
Here's Kane to Fowler, and it's inside. 1 ball and no strikes. There's a pinch hit home run in San Diego. You see the folks just came out and check out Willie Mays. The place was packed.
And the official photographer for that event was Mike Murphy, who had somebody's Brownie camera that was left in the clubhouse. And that was it. Mays was supposed to play that day. It's great to hear Mike Murphy tell the story.
Fowler hit by a pitch and scored in the 3rd.
Look out.
You need to get a new bat. It's now 2-2.
Well, this guy made the play right here, and it was a good one. He jumped up and caught the bat and saved that young lady. I mean, this is happening every game now. Sometimes 2 or 3 times. That's a great play right there. Although she did take it in the forehead.
Landed softly. Two and 2 to Fowler. Got him.
Nice comeback. Down 2-0. Come back and get him. Well, check out the Thrashers Ramp Jam. The Giants are going to take on the Rockies tomorrow at 6:05 at Thrashers Magazine's 30th anniversary. Is a free event at 3 o'clock on the barge at McCovey Cove. And you're going to see some amazing things out here. So if you've never seen what the pro skateboarders can do, get out here early and watch it in McCovey Cove.
Barge?
A barge in the cove, and it'll go from 3 o'clock to game time.
We've seen that barge. It's pretty awesome. Pat Burrow, 2 outs. Here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez is lined out and he's going to sacrifice fly.
Oh yeah, it's Friday night. Thor's here.
Gonzalez tries to bunt, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Gonzalez tries to bunt, and he's doing you a favor. I mean, he's had 2 good at-bats today. A line drive to center and 1 sac fly out to the warning track. And he's starting to get dialed, and he definitely has the power to hit one out of here. He tries to bunt, and he's doing you a favor.
Yeah, best to keep him and the next guy quiet if you can. Life would be a lot easier for you if you're a pitcher. One and 2.
Excellent changeup. .76 pitches on the night for Kane. It's not exactly where it should be.
And that'll end the inning. 4 strikeouts. For Matt Cain, it'll be Matt Cain to lead things off.
Matt Cain's going to lead things off here for the Giants against Ubaldo Jimenez. Jimenez with 6 strikeouts and 4 walks and 83 pitches through his first 4 innings.
And the first pitch to Cain is down low. Cain hammers one into his own dugout.
Heads up, ugly finder. Who'd he get?
It has to be Sean Dunston.
Yeah, good call. You will hear from that, my friend. You will hear from that.
And that's the point.
Yes, it is. It's always the point. Cain 0 for 1 tonight. That's a hearty hack right there.
2-2.
He was not swinging for an opposite field single.
Hit out to left field, but it's in the park to Gonzalez.
All right, as Cain heads back to the Giants dugout, what do you say we take time out for Subway, eat fresh, ask Croup and Kai. Visit csnbayarea.com, ask us a question. We're going to answer one game. This one comes from Justin from Daly City. Who was the greatest player you ever watched?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, no contest for me. Barry Bonds, the best player I ever watched.
I mean, as a kid?
But I don't think I really appreciated Willie Mays when I saw him when I was 15 years old. You know, I mean, I was in awe of him. But he was definitely a guy that you didn't have to be a scout to appreciate how good he was. He stood out like that.
Well, whose birthday is it today?
Willie Mays.
Well, I'm going to say Willie Mays.
That's a good call.
1-1 to Rowan. Rowan hits it out of the park here. It's going to be Aaron Rowan.
It's the Giants 500 club. Ott, McCovey, 600 club. Bonds, Mays, and the 700 club. Bonds. I miss that guy.
Yeah. Rowan, a late swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts. And here's Freddie Sanchez.
Kind of a backup slider. It kind of floats in there. They set the outside target. And it kind of floats right above the hands. It's one you see so big because it's right there eye high.
Here's Freddie Sanchez. No balls and 1 strike. Faces the high fastball, 0-2. Should Sanchez reach, it would be Fontenot who's on deck. It's a 3-0 lead for the Rockies. This is fouled out of play.
See, those are easy takes right there. You kind of wasted 0-2 pitch. I mean, you want to throw it down below the strike zone. But when it bounces out there in front of home plate, not many guys are hacking at that one.
High and foul down the right field line and out of play. That was pitch number 98. Two. Next pitch will be number 100. And this is lined, and Tulowitzki's got it to end the inning. Through 5, 3-0 Colorado. Three 3-0 Colorado. We have reached the 6th inning. And it'll be Tulowitzki, Helton, and Smith. Tulowitzki hit a home run in the 2nd inning. For Kane, this will be pitch number 78. Here it is. And Tulowitzki tries to check his swing, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Changeup's been a great pitch for Kane.
Bounce to Tejada at 3rd, and Tejada will throw Tulowitzki out. Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light freeze can. We've got some freeze photos of the Say Hey Kid. Such a great look at number 24. Coors Light freeze can brought to you by Frosted Brews Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. 0-1 to Helton. 0-2 to Helton.
Boy, he got that fastball in his hands nice. Of all the Giants pitchers, Matt Cain has the best consistency to command that fastball corner to corner. Knee high, belt high, both sides of the plate.
The 1-2 pitch to Helton. And Helton lines this one over Tejada for a 1-out single. And let's check in with Amy G.
And a quick injury update. Andres Torres currently with the Fresno Grizzlies. Will be staying there for a few more days. This coming from Giants manager Bruce Bochy, at least through Sunday, and then they're going to reevaluate him on Monday. Mark DeRosa feeling very good, took BP with his team today and told me personally that he feels the best today that he has felt in the last year and a half. He's eligible to come off the DL Tuesday, and he's expecting to. Gentlemen?
All right, thanks, Amy. Here's Seth Smith, who's 0 for 2. And he takes low and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
How many times have we seen Todd Helton over the years do exactly what he just did? Get behind the count 0-2, 1-2, and take a good pitch the opposite way.
There's a drive to right. Sherholtz is going to make the catch. And Helton scurries back.
The update on Andres Torres tonight in Fresno. First at bat, infield single. Next two ABs, couple of ground outs.
Here's Ian Stewart. Stewart has flied out to deep right, and he's struck out. Check swing right into the Giants bullpen, right past Bruce Burt Bochy. There's the loft. Yeah, we've been campaigning to do another game out of that loft, but nobody's listening.
Yeah, it's falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun that night, and once we told people we had fun,
filled up.
Nobody wants us to do it there anymore. Popped him up. It'll be Tejada in foul territory as it works its way back into fair territory, and that'll end the inning. Fontenot, Posey, Huff coming up.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Call 1-800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com to find a local agent. We are insurance. We are farmers. By Xfinity, TV, phone, and internet. Reinvented. And by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich at participating restaurants.
Here at third and King, it's a 3-0 lead for the Rockies as Fontenot is going to lead things off, and he will take a strike on the inside corner.
Now the good news is that's pitch number 101. And the Rockies start to get their bullpen going.
As Fontenot drives it out into right center field. Smith is on the move. He's not going to get it. This is called Triples Alley, and that's where Fontenot is headed, and that's where he'll end up.
Stay hot, Mike Fontenot. Another great at bat. They set him in the outside corner. This thing goes right to the glove. And you talk about a solid front side. He's got great plate coverage, and he's pulling this pitch. Seth Smith had none chance. And once it got in the Triples Alley, Fontenot started sniffing 3 bags. And you watch him round in second, picking up Tim Flannery. And you find him safe at third, safe and secure, and that's New York life.
Here's Buster Posey. Posey looks at a strike, and it's 0-1.
He comes right back with 93-mile-an-hour two-seam nastiness to get a quick strike one. He has really pitched Posey well.
Posey has walked and he's struck out. He struck out on a 3-2 swinging split in the 4th inning. Here he takes another strike and it's 0-2.
Just a little subtlety, but at that velocity, it's big in the eye of the hitter. The 2-seam fastball that came across the plate, down and in, strike 1. Then he goes 96 with 4-seam. Different movement on the outside corner, strike 2. I mean, great 2-pitch sequence. Good use of the fastball.
Little bouncing ball to Helton. Helton's going to go to the bag. Fontenot scores. Giants are on the board. It's an RBI for Posey. An emergency swing for Buster Posey, but hey, you got to get that run in.
You did. You're absolutely right. And if you don't cash in, it really intensifies the pressure for the next guy.
A lot of birthdays today, but Matt Chisholm from our PR department, it's his birthday today. And he is a hard-working kid, that's Matt Chisholm, and we like him a lot, so happy birthday, Matt.
Did you say we like him a lot?
We like him a lot.
Happy birthday, Pete.
1 ball and 1 strike now to Aubrey Huff. Huff doubled in the 4th inning. Matt Burrell to follow.
Mike Fontenot, lead-off triple. It's a great way to start an inning now.
Huff rolls this one to first, and he's hoping it's going to kick foul, and it does. And it's 2-2.
Well, Tuesday, May 24th is the Giants Carnival at the ballpark. Your special event package will include a ticket to the game versus the Marlins, entrance to the pregame Carnival celebration, and an Andres El Gigante Torres bobblehead. Item is only available with a special ticket offer. And partial proceeds will benefit the SF Cultural Arts Traditions Foundation. For tickets, go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Huff trying to reach for Pat Burrell. It's 2-2. And he skies it to right. Smith squeezes 2 outs. And here's Burrell. A 3-1 ball game. Burrell has walked twice. Pitch number 111, and Burrell takes low, 1-0. Jimenez is due to hit second in the 7th inning. So that is probably not going to happen.
1-0 breaking ball. Sitting on fastball. When a guy throws 97, you're not going to really look for anything other than a fastball until you have to, unless you know what's coming.
3-0. And the walk. How about that night for Pat Burrell?
3 walks and a lot of pitches. And they're starting to mount up for Jimenez with 114 here with 2 outs in the 6th. And that's it. Tracy's coming out, and I think he's making a change. First words out of his mouth, how do you feel? Well, I mean, what do you think a pitcher's going to say? I mean, everybody asked it. All they want to do is see the commitment in your eye. And apparently he sees some life. I mean, they're not even listening to what you're saying. They're just looking at your eyes. Jim Tracy, a student of Felipe Alou, was his bench coach for many years up in Montreal. It's something he shares in common with the Giants' former skipper.
Sherholtz has reached on a fielder's choice and he's struck out. Fouls this one off the end of the bat. It's no balls and 1 strike. Tejada's had some good at-bats. It would be nice for Sherholtz to give Tejada a shot here in the 6th inning. And that's down low. One ball and 1 strike. Two and 1.
Well, this will be his last hitter. I do not believe that he'll let him pitch to Tejada if Sherholtz wants to get on base. Tejada's blistered him a couple times, 2 line drives. Both have been caught with good at bats.
And it's tapped back to Jimenez. And that'll end the inning. A run for the Giants. 7th inning coming up. 3-1 Rockies.
Deck? No way!
All right, here's a quick look at our Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Tulowitzki's got a home run. Jimenez has been very good. Fontenot's got a triple and a run scored. Matt Cain has pitched very well. A 3-1 lead for the Rockies as Cain throws to Iannetta. And Iannetta on the first pitch pops it out to Sherholtz in right field. And on 1 pitch, Iannetta is retired. Spilborghs is going to hit. Ryan Spilborghs. He's hitting 167. Facing Matt Cain. And the first pitch is wide, 1-0. Spilborgh's lifetime against Cain is 7 for 21 with a couple of home runs.
That's pretty good numbers.
That is good, not good enough to get in the lineup, kid. Fontenot throws out Schoolboy.
It's a tough league. You hit 333 lifetime with a couple of big flies. You would think that you would be in the lineup.
Here's Fowler. Actually, maybe the at bat that hurt Kane the most was when he hit Fowler in the third inning.
No, I agree with you. I mean, he had him in a 2-2, missed on a 2-2, ran it to full count, and then hit him. And then that's when things started to go weird. A base hit, a sac fly. And the Rockies would score 2 in the third. But I think the Giants could be pretty excited that Jimenez is out of the ballgame.
2-0.
Just 92 pitches on the night for Kane. I mean, he's been very stingy.
Kane is due to hit second in the bottom of this inning. But right now it's 3-0 to Fowler. And a strike, 3-1. Foul back, 3-2. This is the ball that hit Fowler in the third inning. Just got him.
The double thud, it got him, then it got Posey on the inside of the leg. And two guys limping around there for a second. But Fowler seems to be all right.
And the walk. Second walk issued by Matt Kane.
Well, this should be a test here. A test for Kane and Posey as to whether or not they can throw Fowler out. Because Fowler, he should be going. I mean, he's only got 2 steals on the year. He's been thrown out twice. Well, join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Giants taking on these same Rockies. You'll see it on Comcast Channel 3 at 7:03 for HD. Check out NBCBayArea.com and search for The Cove. You get all kinds of great things in The Cove.
Here's Herrera. Strike to Herrera.
Tomorrow it's going to be Esmil Rogers against Madison Bumgarner. Bumgarner's last outing, he threw great.
Little to show for it, but you're right, he was fabulous. 0-1 to Herrera. Kane checks on Fowler. I'm surprised he's not going.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, I just think it's an automatic steal situation for a leadoff hitter. But as I mentioned, he's only tried 4 attempts on the year. He's been successful half of them. So maybe he's got a ding in there someplace.
Guys thought he might be going. It's 1-2.
Well, they say the best time to go is after a pitch out. Unless Roger Craig's the manager, he would pitch out twice.
Yes, he would. Fowler goes, swinging a bouncing ball to Tejada. Tejada will get rid of it quickly, and that'll end the inning. Tejada will lead things off for the Giants. The Sharks coming back to San Jose. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. This guy throws hard.
He throws way hard. Former closer with the Marlins. You see his numbers are all good. Saved a couple this year. Well, Lindstrom will go anywhere from 90 to 98 miles an hour depending on the grip. Good hard slider.
Tejada is lined out to short. He's lined out to left. And tight. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, he's got to be thinking major league snake bite. I mean, he really has had, I'd say, 10 at bats this last week and a half where he's hit the ball hard and got nothing. I mean, nothing.
Out of play, 2-2.
You know, and he's hearing the talk shows, read the papers, and it's hard to keep your focus when pressure's on you. And it intensifies when you're 37 years old. People want to make sure you got something left. 2 great at bats tonight against Jimenez, and he got with the little bird up on the rock for it.
Stays alive by pulling that one foul. He's 2 for 3 lifetime against Matt Lindstrom, who has an ERA coming in of 0.75. And Tejada with a base hit to right field.
Finally finds a hole.
That is great to see.
And there you see the comparative nights. Jimenez with 6 innings, 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts. Kane 7 strong, 5 hits allowed, 4 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 base runners in 7 innings.
Emmanuel Burris will pinch hit. And Burris fouls it at the plate. Burris is 4 for 14. Did pick up a couple of starts on this past road trip. Very high, almost to the backstop, and it's a ball and a strike.
It's played by Iannetta. Giants would love to take a free gift at 90 feet with a wild pitch. Thank you, very nice.
And Burris with a bunt attempt. Not a bad idea. It's 1-2. Tejada at first base with nobody out. And this is what Burris needs to do. He needs to play pepper, stay alive. Hit that ball on the ground and run. We'll say this, I do believe all the 3 outfielders are playing too deep for the Rockies.
And they're playing pretty much straightaway normal positioning in defense of Burris. And especially with 2 strikes where he really gets quick, takes swing out.
And Burris goes down swinging.
Well, check out Legends this Sunday after the Giants postgame live, and they'll be featuring, well, who else? Willie Mays. The latest installment, Comcast Sportsnet Legends series, will feature the career of Willie Mays told by the man himself. Special guests include Hank Aaron, Joe Morgan, John Miller, and Tommy Lasorda. The replay will be at 9:30.
Here's Rowan. Rowan is 0 for 3. Jimenez struck him out twice, once in the third and once in the fifth. Right there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Giants now with 3 hits in the ball game. The Rockies have 5. Look out, and it's 1-2.
95. Matt Cain talking it over with Tim Lincecum. And what do they talk about? Well, they talk about how he felt, strike zone he had to throw to with Tony Randazzo. What pitch did so-and-so hit? What pitch didn't so-and-so hit? It's a great fraternity, that pitching fraternity. And it extends beyond your own clubhouse. You see guys talking away from the ballpark, text one another. If you have a style of pitching and you know somebody else has the same style and he's getting a guy out, you're not, you got to call that guy up. And guess what? He'll tell you.
2-2 to Rowan. And now it's a full count. That's a good take.
That was a great pitch and a great take indeed. Had a 2-2 pitch to play with and not half the challenge in the strike zone through that good hard slider, and it's a good one. It's a late breaker for Aaron Rowan to lay off. That was not easy to do.
Tejada goes. Rowan taps it foul. Bruce Bochy. The risk is Rowan swings and misses. But what Bruce Bochy is also trying to do is stay out of the double play.
Yeah, I mean, you move the runner too. You're taking a middle infielder out of position. You open up the field. But you're betting on contact, that's for sure.
See if Tejada goes again. He does. And Rowan bounces it foul again. Rockies had a 2-run lead late in the game last night in Arizona and lost. And another payoff with Tejada going. Hit into left center field. This is going to hang up for Gonzalez. And Tejada has to scurry back, and he's going to make it. Two outs, and here's Freddie Sanchez. Sanchez is struck out twice, and he's lined out to Tulowitzki.
You saw Iannetta talking to Lindstrom, and during the course of a ball game, your scouting report could change. When you scout the team you're about to play in the first game before a series, you'll get everybody in, pitcher speed, and you go over that hitter, and it could change during the course of a game. And if Iannetta saw something in Sanchez's first 3 at bats, he may pass it on to Lindstrom.
On the ground, foul, and it's 0-2.
That's a break. That was close. I don't believe what I just saw.
Yeah, Lindstrom noticed a scuff on the ball. He threw it out.
As hard as this guy throws, if here's a scuff on the ball, that's movement for free. And he just picked the ball up from Todd Helton, looked at the saw a scuff, and he threw it out. Pitchers, if you have a scuff on a ball, do not throw it out. Use that scuff. It'll give you movement, especially if you're throwing 95 like Lindstrom does.
On a play as Sanchez spoils a good pitch.
You know who's here tonight is Gaylord Perry, and I guarantee he saw that. Gaylord involved in part of the birthday celebration for Willie Mays prior to the game. And if you had a scuff on a ball, Gaylord Perry could make that thing whistle Dixie.
Speared by Lindstrom. Underhands it to Helton, and that ends the inning. Through 7, 3-1, Rockies. Happy 80th to the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. Number 24, 3-1 Colorado. Top of the 8th inning, Jeremy Affeldt is the new pitcher.
See the numbers for Affeldt, 1-0, 3.55 ERA. 12 strikeouts and 12 2/3, but throwing the ball great. Good hard sink. He's got a changeup he's throwing a lot now.
On the ground, Tejada on the backhand. Nice play on the one hop, and Gonzalez is retired. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, right, Dwayne. Well, this weekend, Giants are expecting a lot of fans, not only because the Giants are taking on their NL West rivals in the Colorado Rockies, but because they have really cool giveaways. On Saturday, they're giving away a World Series canvas print, and on Mother's Day, a tote bag. So because of that, they're going to open the gates 2 hours and 15 minutes early for fans to get their giveaway and get to their seats. So fans that are coming to the games this weekend, you got an extra 15 minutes. Gentlemen?
All right, thanks, Amy. Tejada. 2 down. Here's Helton.
This is always a spirited matchup. Helton against Affeldt, former teammates. They almost go at each other like they got a little extra bet on it.
Base hit.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Now 2 for 5 lifetime. So 2-out single. Here's Smith. Smith has popped out and he's lined out twice. Giants in the 8th inning will have Fontenot, Posey, and Huff. Good breaking ball, misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Line drive, left field, base hit. So after 2 ground balls to third, a couple of singles, and here's Ian Stewart. Stewart tonight is 0 for 3.
And he has good lifetime numbers against Affeldt. 3 doubles.
Down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Seven hits now for Colorado.
This is a big part of this game right here.
On the ground, foul.
Bruce Bochy, I mean, he's holding his breath. He knows his team's struggling for runs. They're down a pair. He cannot afford to go down any deeper.
This is going to score it away from Buster Posey. Both runners advance.
That's not a little thing. Very quickly, Ramon Ramirez getting up, getting heated. On a night like tonight, it's going to take him a few throws.
Two and one to Ian Stewart. 3-1 to Ian Stewart.
Boy, the inning started out so efficiently. 2 quick out ground balls. And usually when he's throwing ground balls, I mean, he's dialed. And now all of a sudden it has gotten very dramatic. pitches. Skipper signal opposing. Go out and talk to him. Trying to get some time for Ramon Ramirez to establish that fastball down in the bullpen.
It'll take a little while for Tony Randazzo to break this up.
Now Ramirez is starting to throw sliders down the bullpen, and once you do that, it means your fastball is established, so he's good to go.
High and away to Iannetta. Ionetta's got a couple of hits tonight. He's 2 for 5 lifetime against Jeremy Affeldt. On the ground to Tejada. Tejada will go to the bag, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants dodge a bullet. Now they need to score a couple of runs. It's 3-1 Colorado.
The 8th, it's time for our Home Depot doing more on defense. Let's listen.
There's a long drive way back in center field, way back, it is Willie Mays just brought this crowd to its feet with a catch which must have been an optical illusion to a lot of people.
Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
3-1 here in the 8th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up from Smog experts. It's Rafael Betancourt.
These are the numbers for Betancourt through 14 games. A quality arm. He's off to a great start. Just 11 base runners and 13 1/3 with 14 strikeouts. And you can see he has really done well against lefties. The opponents in general hit just $174 off him. And what you're going to see is a cutter at 90-94 with a hard slider. He's a 2-pitch guy. But he uses those 2 pitches very well.
Fontenot has been on base twice. And he'll look at a strike. In at third is Stewart, taking the bunt away from Fontenot. Although we haven't seen Fontenot try to bunt, I don't think, ever.
Hey, it's in the scouting report. It could happen.
He has faced Bentoncourt a couple of times. He's 0 for 2. Bentoncourt has actually struck him out both times. Popped him up. This will be out to left field. And it'll be Gonzalez. 1 out. And here's Buster Posey.
Giants have to get Buster Posey going. Trying to find consistency in your swing, balance in your swing. And have a good at bat and have a good game, and then all of a sudden the next two, go 2 steps backwards, trying to come out of it.
Pulls this one on the ground foul, and it's 0-1. Posey trying to reach for Aubrey Huff. Good swing there. It's another than 2.
I think that's the one thing too. When you're not up there with a swing that you would prefer, that you're searching for consistency, and you're getting good pitches to hit, and you're fouling them off, and you don't know why. And that's what you think about when you leave the ballpark. You're thinking about that pitch you got that was a good pitch to hit, and you fouled it off.
Posey with a flare to right and a base hit.
Well, as we've seen him do many times when he's looking for a swing, is use the right side of the field. He stays inside that pitch so long. He's set up on the outside corner. So he kind of lays out there middle in, the inside outs it. I'm not sure what part of the label it hit. But it wasn't the sweet spot, but we don't care. And neither does he.
Aubrey Huff doubled in the 4th inning. He picked up the Giants' first hit. Huff is 1 for 3. No balls and 1 strike.
And that was a changeup. And we haven't seen him throw that pitch all year.
Oh, and 1 to Huff. Just off the plate, and that will even the count.
That side of the plate for a left-hander, you really have to stay on it because he's got cut to his fastball. He'll start that thing off the plate away, and its movement will come back into the strike zone. You have to stay with it. Getting stretched out.
Posey at first, 2-1 to Aubrey Huff. Giants trail by 2. Three and 1.
2 times he's gone out there, 2 times Huff has spit on it. So Huff has worked it, and I mean worked it to a 3-1 advantage, and he loves to hunt when he's ahead of the count. And he'll sit on a pitch, he'll sit on a location.
Foul.
Look out, Harry. Oh, stay up. I got money on you.
Harry, all right. He's down again. Come on, Harry.
We're good.
Yeah. Get the helmet on.
All right, he had it right here. And this is where it gets weird.
It's a heavy ball.
Ooh, ouch.
3-2. Fun to watch. Not very often our splash can is in danger.
Well, that had him thinking up there in the upper deck. That was an inside fastball. I don't think that Betancourt will use that side of the plate again. And here's what it looked like.
Three and 2. And he got him.
And he got him to chase below the zone. Looked like another changeup.
Tough league. Here's Pat Burrell. Burrell has faced Betancourt 3 times lifetime. He's 0 for 3. Belt tie strike to Pat Burrell.
He paid him. That's a corner strike. It's not one you want to swing at when you're looking fastball. Not a corner pitch. Not when you're trying to get something you can drive to your pull side. And Betancourt's no fool. He's going right back out there again, and that didn't miss by much.
One ball and 1 strike to Pat Burrell. And tight. Two and 1 to Pat Burrell.
thought about it. He had to think about it, and that is definitely a pitcher strike. And Burrow shows his protest and takes a walk. Mendoza took a long time before he rang this one up. And that was a gift. Boy, the difference in a 2-2 count to a 3-1 count. Wow. Especially when you're a guy with power. Three-one count, you can leave your feet. 2-2. Not the same swing.
Hit out into right center field, and this is gonna fall. Buster Posey is gonna be waved in. And no, he's not. They will put on the brakes.
That's a wise decision. Rockies middle infielders have good relay arms, and there's no reason to risk it. What a great at bat from Pat Burrell, who splits the gap in right center on a 3-2 pitch, and that was not a hanger. And Posey's running on the get-go with 2 outs, and watch Tim Flannery put the brakes up. He's waving, and now he says no.
Ford is going to run for Burrell. Good night for Burrell. He was on base 4 times.
Good night indeed.
Nate Scherholtz is 0 for 3. Giants have the tying run at second base.
Well, he's either taking a first pitch fastball or he's looking for another pitch. But Betancourt with a quick 0-1 advantage.
Down low.
By design, and that's what 0-1 allows you to do. So from Scherholtz's perspective, a good take.
On a play, it's now 1-2.
96-mile-an-hour fastball. Scherholtz looking for a mistake. Something up. You got to shorten up, use the middle of the field.
1 for 3 lifetime against Betancourt.
Oh, nice thing about having 2 runners in score positions, you don't need a double or a home run, you need a base hit. A 92 hopper through the infield would work. Tried to bid that one back in the strike zone.
Two and two. Giants looking for some magic at home. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sherholtz, foul down the left field line.
That's what you have to do. You got to go with the location. You pitch the boy, you go to left field. And Sherholtz has always had a good approach to that side of the field against lefties and righties. But that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a mistake up. Look out, Buster.
To be the 24th pitch of the inning for Betancourt. Two balls, 2 strikes. On the ground and a base hit. And this game is tied. Sherholtz going for 2, and he's going to make it.
Back-to-back great at-bats from Pat Burrell and Nate Sherholtz. Both guys in 2-strike, 2-out scenarios coming up big. They stay away, and there's the opposite field approach. Slices it right past Ian Stewart, who had no chance. And Darren Ford, an easy score, and we got a brand new ball game.
Well, we were looking for the AT&T magic. You just saw it. And here's Tejada. Tejada takes one right down the pipe, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
He's had a great night with the bat. His 2 outs were bullets, and then he hit a crisp line drive through the hole in right field.
Tejada pops this one up. It'll be Herrera or Smith, and Smith will put it away to end the inning. Giants tie it up. We'll go to the 9th. Ninth. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Brian Wilson into the game. And he is facing Alfredo Amezaga. And a strike. This is a double switch. Ross is into the game. He's in left field. Amezaga hits this one up the middle. Fontenot on the short hop. Got him.
Well, they catch a break as that ball hit the mound. It really took some steam off. But Fontenot, who's playing great ball right now, folks, making a nice play, choking off the short hop. Watch it hit the mound, and that helped it. But even at that, a tough play. And Fontenot nails it.
Here's Fowler. Fowler lines it into center field. Rowan's going to put it away. I did not think that ball was going to hang up like it did, but Rowan had time to get underneath it. So 3 pitches, 2 outs, and here's Herrera. And a late call strike to Herrera.
An 84-mile-an-hour cut.
And the bunt, and it's foul. It's 0-2.
With the high fastball.
And there it was at 94, 1-2. Sellout tonight, 41,982. On the ground to Sanchez. And that's a 7-pitch inning for Wilson. Ross will lead things off. In the top of the order, it's 3-3.
The Arizona Diamondbacks coming next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It'll be Lincecum, Sanchez, and Kane for the 3-game set. Plus, the Thursday game is a 12:45 day baseball game here in the city. Go to sfgiants.com to get tickets.
Three ball game as Cody Ross will face Felipe Paulino.
Paulino, if they run up, they're pretty good.
They all can, can't they?
They all can. 10 strikeouts, 19 base runners, however, in 10 1/3. You see the ERA. It's a big one. He will make some location mistakes.
This pitch breaking ball in for a strike, and it's 0-1. It's not what Cody Ross expected, I'm quite sure. That got Iannetta. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Clean shaven. Pant legs pulled down.
Looking for the right combo.
And we think he's swinging the bat a lot better. And a base hit down the right field line. And Ross is digging for 2, and that's where he will end up.
And yes, he is swinging the bat better. He's using the whole field, and that one, folks, felt good. You see Miguel Tejada loving every minute of it. This is not a hanger. He goes down and beats a nasty pitch. And you don't beat that pitch to that side of the field unless you're starting to get your swing. Beautiful swing of the bat, and the Giants get a leadoff double.
So here's Rowan. Rowan is 0 for 3. And now Herrera's going to talk to Paulino.
Well, I think he wants to make sure he knows what the signs are.
Low to Rowan, who has faced Paulino 5 times in his career. He's 1 for 5. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A 1-0, 96 mile an hour challenge. And Paulino wins round 1. You've seen the slider that goes with that fastball. And he's kind of a 2-pitch guy.
One ball and 1 strike. Low. Nate Scherholz with a double to knock in the tying runs. He did that last inning. Two and 2.
And there is the slider. And that was nasty. When you look at those 2 pitches, the fastball at 97, that hard slider, you go, how is his ERA in the 6s? He will make location mistakes. And that's what does him in. The longer the at-bat goes, the more likely you are going to get something to hit.
Run holds up. It's 3 and 2.
Wow. How did he hold that up? Good solid month.
Got a base to work with. He could throw another 3-2 slider.
You're absolutely right.
Three and 2 to Rowan.
And there was the slider you're talking about, and that was a pearl. Out there right at the base of the strike zone and let the movement take it on a straight down break. That is a wicked strike pitch.
Freddie Sanchez 0 for 4. Sanchez 0 for 4 lifetime against Paulino. And he looks at a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And now Tulowitzki's going to come in and talk to Paulino. And I think I read his lips through his glove. It said, don't walk him and don't give him anything good to hit.
Up the middle. Tulowitzki can't get it. This game is over. On Willie Mays' 80th birthday, happy birthday, Willie. So Freddie Sanchez bounces one back up the middle. And the Giants celebrate on the Say Hey Kid's birthday in a come-from-behind win.
Well, a spirited game for a dog-tired team that were totally energized by this crowd, and this is the game winner. A fastball challenge, and Freddie Sanchez looked to me like he was thinking back up the middle the whole time. And once it gets in the outfield with the speed of Cody Ross, this game is over. And look at the face. Psyched as he touches home and secures the win. And look at the Giants dugout. And that's how this homestand starts out, Parker.
Pretty good start. Against a team that's in front of them and against a team that had a 3-0 lead. Amy G is on the field. Amy G, take it away.
All right, guys, with Nate Shearholton, you got it going there in the eighth inning, a 2-run double to tie the game. And those are the situations, Nate, that you guys have struggled with. The big hit with runners in scoring position. What was the difference tonight?
You know, we struggled early, myself included. I didn't get the job done early. We had a lot of guys on base tonight and couldn't capitalize, and I was just, trying to put the ball in play and make something happen. Pat had a big hit before me. He worked counts all night and put together good at bats, and I finally did my job and tied up the game. And then Cody had a huge hit, and Freddie too.
How do you describe a win like this? Obviously, you guys are always saying, getting the first game in a series is huge, but you've struggled at home as well. So you get the win in the first game, you get the win at home, and you take it against the first place Rockies.
It's big for us. I mean, it's a bummer we couldn't score runs earlier for Matt. He pitched a heck of a game, but we'll take it any way we can get him right now, and for us, it's a big win.
For you personally, we noted that you had changed your stance a little bit, opened it up a little bit. Are you working with Hensley? What are you doing to see the difference up at the plate that we've been seeing?
I'm just trying to see the ball and hit the ball and, stay comfortable. I've made little adjustments here and there, but, for me, it's just, getting the at-bats and playing a little more and feeling comfortable in those situations.
All right, on Twitter tonight, guys, everybody went crazy, Nate, about you, wondering what's going on with the batting gloves. They're on, they're off, they're on when you get that double. So what's the scoop?
That might be my only complaint about this city. It's a little cold out here sometimes, but, it's great fans, fun game tonight.
All right, and I guess pretty good way to say happy birthday to living legend Willie Mays.
True. Happy birthday, Willie.
I set you up on that one. All right, let's go to Dwayne and Mike.
All right, thanks, Amy, and thanks, Nate. And in all honesty, Nate Schultz, he gets the biggest hit of the game.
Well, and it was, Burrell set the thing up with a double. It was a 2-strike, 2-out swing. And then here comes Shearholtz, another 2-strike, 2-out swing of the bat. Just a great at bat. We talk about when he's dialed, he'll use the whole field, and his approach to left field has always been good. And that was what enabled him to get the ball past Stewart at third. And that was it. I mean, you just knew they were going to come in and get another run. And you just felt the whole momentum change of this game once the Rockies gave up the 2 runs and this game was tied. big game.
So the Giants open up this homestand in front of a sellout crowd, and they do it on Willie Mays' birthday, and they beat the Colorado Rockies tonight by a final of 4-3. Giants post-game live with interviews and the wrap is coming up, but first let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio for an update.